mission is urgent, yet simple. To remind every person who walks in that they are seen, they are safe, and they still have hope. Part of our mission statement is staying behind with those left behind. Sometimes I think those people experiencing homelessness feel invisible, feel like there isn't help for them, don't really know where to go. And we try very hard to make sure that they feel seen, that they feel heard, that they are a critical and necessary part of our community. And we are here to provide the tools that they need so that they can move forward in their journey.
Every day from 10 to 2, our doors are open. A hot meal, a safe space, a place to protect what matters most, or never out our reach. We provide more than support. We provide dignity.
So here at the open shelter, our guests come in the front door and sign their name, and then they can have a seat in our day room. And we like to have a hot meal for them so that while they're waiting to get services and get their needs met, they have a nice warm place to sit, warm food to put in their belly, and of course coffee. Once their name is called, then they can see Solomon at the desk, and they let him know whatever they need. And we let them know if that is something we can help them with today or they need to come back another day. Sometimes it's a matter of referring them to a different agency. But Solomon manages all of the one-on-one contact with the guests.
When we open up at 10, you come in, you sign in. We start brunch at 11 o'clock. It usually lasts for about an hour. And around about 11:15, 11:30, we start calling names, and you come up to the desk and you let me know what you need. We have a schedule that we do. Based on what your needs are, I always go off schedule. I help you out.
So what you do is when we open up at 10, you sign your name right there. Then when you come in and you see me or you see Glenn, and you can put your name on the shout.
We also do a mail service here, so we have hundreds of people who get their mail here. Because if you're living on the land, you don't have an address. And this is also a safe place to get mail. So sometimes that, even if you're housed, you need a safe and secure place to know that your mail is going to be safe and that you're going to get it. And so we have a couple of ladies that run our mail program. It's a big job, a lot of mail coming in that has to be sorted and alphabetized. So that's a big job, but happy to provide it. Here at the Open Shelter, we accept all donations except large furniture, and so all of the donations come to our donation area, which when people see this area, they seem to want to come in and help us organize. But the interesting thing about this area is it's all moving parts all the time. It's coming in and it's going out as quickly as we can get it in. And so it just works for us. We have an amazing volunteer that helps us organize.
I'm a volunteer at the Open Shelter. My role here is when people donate their clothes, I sort the clothes and hang the clothes up. People are allowed to shop on different days. So we have a kids section, a men's section, a women's section, shoes, socks, underwear. It's just like a family here, and they are actually my family.
I'm calling each name off this list. When they come through the door, they sign their name, and then once we start calling names, they come to the desk and get their lunches. And some people get to shop today. Not all people, but some people that live outdoors today. Tuesday is basically for the people outdoors.
So a common misconception about the open shelter is that we are an overnight shelter. We are currently just a day services advocacy center, open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2. But the work does start before 10 a.m. We have donation drop-offs from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day. So we're always constantly in need of volunteers and the donors that bring those supplies, but volunteers to keep this place well ran. We've always been a very tiny staff who've worked on a shoestring budget. We could not do the work that we do without our very supportive donors and volunteers.
I'm Batman, and I volunteer because I'm from Faith Mission, and I'm trying to get housing and stuff like that, and what not to do is come down here and just help.
I first came to the open shelter when it was over on Mound Street about 3-4 years ago. I've been coming to this location for about 2 years now, off and on. I come here and they help me out with anything I need, so I kind of donate my time back to them and stuff in appreciation for all that they've done for me.
Mount Carmel! They're here. Take advantage of it. Even if you're not runny nose, go see them. A little tickle in your throat, go see them.
One thing that this space enabled us to do when we moved in about 3 years ago was to have outside service providers come in and provide their services, which has been really, really big. We have Mount Carmel Street Medicine that comes, and they bring a bus and they can do lots of health-related things.
Mount Carmel Street Medicine shares a common goal and motivation here at the Open Shelter to serve the underserved, to give voice to the people who feel like they may not have a voice or falling through the cracks by way of the meals that they serve, food, clothing that they give, but we also offer that medical piece, the urgent care piece to that. Those who may not be afforded the opportunity to have a primary care provider, we can try to help get them set up with that.
From a leadership perspective, this organization is vital to the community in the ways that it provides support. So folks have needs that are met in unique ways at the open shelter that can't be met in other ways in the community.
We serve a very diverse population. It's one thing that I always try to communicate to anyone that I'm telling about the work that I do is it is not one kind of person who experiences homelessness. This is something that could happen to absolutely anyone. And because of that, it's very important that you get to know each individual that walks through your door.
This is a good place to come to, especially for the homeless. Like, it's a homeless open shelter. They can come get hot meals. They can come and get clothes, lunches. I like it. They have somewhere warm to come.
So if you were to ask me the difference between myself and the people we serve, my answer would be that I have a support system. I have family, I have friends that are there if I need them. The people that we serve here at the Open Shelter don't have that support system. Whether it just simply doesn't exist, or it's strained relationships, or it's their support system is in the same boat they are. So the Open Shelter tries to be that support system for them. And so one of the things I think the Open Shelter does really well is we fill gaps where there's needs. Lots of service providers in the city, but they tend to create programs that you have to fit into. You have to check the boxes in order to get the help, and not everybody fits into those boxes.
They give you a place to come where you can kind of rest yourself a bit and refresh yourself and go on. And there's nothing like a place like this, because without it, where would we go? We wouldn't have anywhere to go. So I'm really grateful for the Open Shelter and the services that it provides.
We build relationships with donors, businesses, and community partners by first and foremost being honest with them, letting them know the struggles our agency goes through on a day-to-day basis and the struggles that our guests go through, the homeless men, women, and children that we serve, that they go through on a day-to-day basis. By making that connection, being honest, and hopefully keeping the lines of communication open, we're able to show them how their support helps and how they're making a difference and how they're helping us continue staying behind with those left behind.
We are doing really serious, really hard work here, but we have a lot of fun doing it. And a lot of that's because of that interpersonal communication. Not only do we give that with our guests, but anyone that we interact with. We're getting to know you, what drives you. So everything that we do here, volunteers, once you volunteer here, you want to keep coming back because we just kind of establish that family environment. We're a small, scrappy mom and pop nonprofit that's completely privately funded, that pride ourselves on educating ourselves for the always evolving environment and culture around homelessness and what homelessness looks like in our community.
I once had a young man say to me, why don't they just get a job? And I have to be honest, I had that thought many, many times. I grew up on the east side of Columbus. My husband and I raised our family on the southeast side of Columbus, and you know, I thought I knew. I worked hard, I went to college, you know, we worked hard, we bought a house, we raised our kids. I simply did not understand until I came into the open shelter. And I realized all of the things that I had taken for granted, not only when I was growing up, but my children as well. And for someone to get a job, they need access to the internet, they need the ability to get there, they need clothing to wear, they need an address, they need an ID. You cannot get employment without an ID. Not only do they not necessarily have their birth certificate to get their ID, some of them don't have the information they need. They might not know exactly where they were born. They might not know their parents' name. And so it's a journey that we go on with them, trying to get the answers because it is so critical in the journey moving forward. Having your ID, and getting your ID requires your birth certificate. You can't get a job, you can't get housing without it. And so that is one barrier to getting housed and moving forward in your journey that we can help tackle.
Running a shelter 5 days a week means the work never stops, but neither does the compassion. Because of the lack of housing, often the first step to stability isn't a home. It's a warm meal and a chance at a new beginning.
We are a grassroots agency. We get very little to no government support. So anything we do is thanks to the support of individuals, churches, businesses, schools, civic groups here in Central Ohio and beyond. That's the only way we are able to be here for our guests, for the homeless men, homeless and marginally housed men, women, and children that we serve.
A lot of our donors are getting older. We've been existent for going on 41 or 40 plus years, and a lot of our donors are getting older. You want to come in and volunteer, you just call the open shelter. You want to come in and you donate, you just call us. You can walk in and say, I got a car full of stuff, and we'll take your stuff. We do not turn down anything. At this present time, we do not take furniture. We do not have a space for it. To all the donors, we would like to thank you for your generosity, for your kindness.
My hope for the future of the open shelter is that we're not needed. I want us to go out of business because all the needs are met. In the meantime, my belief is that all of us, as God's people, have a responsibility to come together, to work together, whether it's bringing financial donations, material donations, or giving the gift of our time to come and welcome folks who need to come and be supported.
It's going to take time and energy. It's going to take financial resources, to try to fill those gaps. People are turning more and more and more to food banks, but food banks don't have the volume of food that they need. We certainly have noticed a huge decrease in the amount of food donation we're getting from Mid-Ohio Food Collective and their partners. So that's scary. You know, it's scary. How are people going to feed their families? And so, you know, there's just huge needs that we need to tackle, and it takes all of us.
For those who serve here, the faces may change, but the gratitude never does. Some arrive as first-time volunteers, discovering that when you give, you also receive. And for those who once came here with nothing, giving back becomes a new beginning.
This is not just a shelter. It's a community where hope is restored. And we can't do this work by ourselves. Together with our partners, our donors, and neighbors like you, lives are rebuilt, one step at a time.
Here, hope is never locked out. Together, we open doors. Join us. Support, volunteer, share hope.